Hi there. So this video is going to be about my overall approach to supporting people living with fatigue and other persistent symptoms, which may be related to a post-viral condition, a neurological or cancer diagnosis, may be related to neurodiversity or burnout. The approach is still really applicable. And we know that managing fatigue can be really challenging because the symptoms tend to fluctuate. Sometimes it can feel like there's no triggers or patterns. I oftentimes hear people say, I've rested all day and I still feel fatigued, or I really want to go and do that activity, but I'm afraid it's going to cause a worsening of my symptoms. What should I do? And I'm hoping that this video will give you some ideas around how to move forward alongside this really tricky set of symptoms. So as a first piece of the puzzle, I really think it can be a helpful skill to develop to be able to pause, identify what your body sensations are. Your body sensations act like signals, and they let you know how your body's doing and what it may need. So to give you an idea of some of the body sensations I'm talking about, it could be a feeling of heaviness. It could feel like cloudy thinking. It could be what your mood is like, your emotions, the tightness in your chest, changes in your breathing. Sometimes it's really subtle signals like a ringing in your ear or a pain in the back of your head. And by getting really in tune with what your body is telling you, you can then start to make some choices depending upon how present your symptoms are. And I really like the analogy of the traffic light system, red, amber, and green. So green when your symptoms are less flared, all the way to red when things are starting to feel really tricky. And in any of those different stages, there are different what we call balancing, nourishing, restful things that you can put into place to help meet those body signals. So that could range from lots of things, like having a nap, to lying with your eyes closed with some music, to giving someone a hug, petting your cat, moving your body, getting some fresh air. And it's about figuring out what you for yourself find nourishing, balancing, restful. The second piece of the puzzle is getting in touch with your values. What's at the core of who you are? And the reason that I think that's really important when living with persistent fatigue is that we know that energy is such a valuable resource. And what I hope is that you're able to use it in the service of what's important to you, as well as getting the things done that you need to do. So your values could be something like courage or skillfulness or creativity, or it could be about connection, it could be about fun. One thing that can be really helpful to getting in touch with your values is when you're engaging in something that feels good in your body, asking yourself, what is it about that activity that fills me up? So the third piece of the puzzle is to build a routine that you feel pretty confident that you can sustain and is values rich. And one way to do that is to look at individual activities and consider all the different factors involved in it. So that could be the environment, how long it takes to do it, the steps, who's with you. All those different factors use energy. That's just part of engaging in an activity. But there may be ways to tweak how you go about doing them so that they feel more possible for you. Sometimes I say, how can we dial down the intensity of some of the activity demands so that it can feel more possible? Now, the fourth piece of my approach is that oftentimes when trying something new, behavior change, there are barriers that come up. They could be difficult thoughts and feelings. They could be financial resources, time. Lots of barriers are going to come up for you. And it's about figuring out how to navigate around them. And by doing that, you're more likely to be able to curiously try out some of these approaches so that you hopefully can build a routine that is values filled, that feels manageable and possible for you to help your well-being.